everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, a Saturday, and it's a much more serious reading than the first one I did today. So I have a very serious dark tarot deck on the table. It's the Tarot of the Abyss, and we're looking at a dark topic, one that has been troubling me for a while, floating around social media. I've been seeing some very hostile comments towards the royal family, and on Twitter accounts particularly that seem to be very, let's just put it this way for the sake of the machine, very supportive of the Duchess herself. And I'll read some of them to you. She is street smart and clever. That is why she will survive. And maybe, just maybe, be the catalyst of the movement to take down the monarchy. Others, I want everyone to take note of the protests and boos that happen every time Charles Windsor leaves home. And the final one I want to read, seriously, the monarchy has reached its use-by date. Countries around the world are beginning to view Britain as a toxic, racist, hateful little country stuck in a time warp with an outdated monarchy with a shocking, no morals royal family. Those are public posts on, as I say, accounts that are very, very supportive towards the Duchess. Then, for me as a reader, I have twice now in very recent readings, one today and one on Thursday, got the Tower card when I have asked about intentions towards the British royal family. And the Tower card is literally bringing down the house, wanting to destroy something, wanting it to fall down, wanting it to collapse. I got that in a reading that I did on Prince Harry's book Spare, and the story that allegedly copies were sent to members of the British royal family and returned unread. And when I asked why those copies were sent, I got the Tower. When I did the reading on the Parkle intentions with regard to hosting the concert, the coronation concert, I got the Tower. So you can see why I am quite concerned as an energy reader. And let's remind you, as I shuffle the cards again, I always pre-shuffle before I start recording. Let's remind you that this is just energy. This is tarot, this is opinion, this is energy, this is speculation. For entertainment purposes, we read on archetypes and archetypal family. We learn from archetypes. As Megan herself knows, she had a whole podcast series on archetypes. And there is a disclaimer in the box below. The topic of this Celtic cross that I'm going to do with these very jumpy cards is their intentions towards the royal family. Do they want to bring the house down? Just energy. We're checking energy today. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross, and I'm going to ask very specifically what their motives are, their hidden intentions are, their goals, past intentions, what their intentions are around the coronation. What are we going to see? What manifestations are we going to see according to the cards? Harry, his intentions, Meghan herself, her intentions, the hopes and fears, and the outcome from their perspective of this, quite, in my opinion, hostile attitude to the royal family. And our underlying energy is a very interesting card. It's the Nine of Wands, and that is the wounded warrior energy. It's somebody who's under siege, basically embattled, exhausted, very wounded, has had to put up these barriers around themselves in order to protect themselves, to ring fence themselves. And that, to me, at some level is the royal family. That the royal family has been absolutely under siege from these two. I was going to say since Megxit, but not since Megxit. Actually, since the day that the two actually met, whenever that day was. We have no really clear indication of when that day actually was. So that's a concerning card, the Nine of Wands, to come out as our underlying energy. And let's have a look at the situation from the Parkle point of view. Wow, we've got the card of heartache and betrayal here. The Three of Swords. And isn't it interesting that there is a book with these three little daggers stabbing into the spine of the book? That is their feelings, that they feel betrayed and devastated and heartbroken with regard to the royal family, with regard to the way the story has played out from their point of view. This is all from their point of view. And so it's not a pretty card. It's one of the most painful cards in the tarot. It is the most painful card, actually. And so that is, they feel betrayed, they feel devastated, they feel heartbroken. We're not reading on the royals. Why? What is crossing them? What is the particular problem that they are facing right now? And we've got another three, and it's the Three of Pentacles, but it's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is being chucked out, no longer being part of the team, no longer being part of the inner circle, the core royals, the senior royals, the working royals. That they don't have a role in the royal family anymore. And that was always Harry's fear, which he expressed years and years ago, that he felt that as George grew up, Prince George, he would be sidelined, nobody would be interested in him, and he had a set time to make his mark and be important. Very egotistical, very narcissistic, in my opinion, kind of comment. He could have spent his entire lifetime as a working royal. There are plenty of very elderly, very frail cousins of the late Queen who are still working, who will where did that NB come from? Who will be in that carriage procession leaving Westminster Abbey on the coronation day. And not the Harkles though, they're out of that team. And obviously can't see what they've done to deserve this. That card is an indication, the Nine of Wands, in my opinion. That does rather explain things, but Harkles don't seem to get it, and possibly may never get it, in my opinion. Their hidden motives, what's going on for them, what are they up to? Two of Swords in reverse. This is a decision card. It's a difficult decision card, a painful decision card. Those two masks and somebody who doesn't know which mask to put on. It's a very interesting card because up until now there has been this in or out, half in, half out kind of vibe. Which mask shall I put on? Shall I put on the money mask? I'm the big Hollywood producer, I'm going to be the billionaire mask, or shall I put on I'm a member of the royal family and I'm above all of that mask? But the card is in reverse. Somewhere along the line, behind the scenes, a decision has been made and they have chosen a path that for now isn't revealed to us. Well, it is revealed to us, we can see. But we can't really see because we have the coronation looming. And the coronation is going to be decisive in what they actually choose to do. Is Harry going to take the money and run, sit somewhere safely in America and provide commentary for a large sum? Or is he going to show up in his... I wonder if he'll be allowed to wear a military uniform with those medals that he likes to drape over himself and play the game, play that role. But a decision has been made, and I think it's quite a dark decision. That is my intuition, and this is all my intuition, my interpretation of the energy that I feel in these cards. What is their focus right now? And their focus is the Ace of Cups. They're trying to restart their brand and get people to fall in love with them again. That is their focus. Their focus is to be the ones that everybody likes. Opinion polls are down right now. So they've got their work cut out, but they're trying somehow to reconnect emotionally with people, to be popular again. That is what they want. Ace is a new start, and this is a new emotional start, a new kind of love affair with the public. They want the public to fall in love with them again through this period when the royal family is in the news. Once this is over, unless King Charles comes up with some quite radical statements about where everyone fits and titles and things like that, the royals, I should imagine, are going to go quite quiet, although one thinks that, and then day after day after day comes a new crazy tale. How have things been going in the past with regard to the Parkles and their attitude to the royal family? And we get the Hanged One in reverse. That's somebody who has found their freedom and gained a new insight, a new perspective. Hanged One upright is somebody who's in limbo and having to think while they're in limbo, feeling like a victim, feeling like they can't really be themselves, they can't really act in integrity in their own, be their own authentic self. But the card is in reverse. In the past, they decided to stop, in their opinion, from their point of view, as I can interpret the energy, they decided to stop sacrificing themselves for the royal family, and they decided to go off, leave the team, and go and live their own lives and live their own truths. I'm putting a charitable spin on it, but that is what they did. They cut themselves down from that tree that they imagined that they were being sacrificed on, and took themselves off to start that brave new life. Hasn't gone very well, has it? Let's see their intentions, their behaviors, what universe has to tell us coming into the coronation, our future energy, what is coming towards us. And we have got the Eight of Wands in reverse. They're going to be stopped at some level. But the Eight of Wands is progress, is breakthroughs, is news, is momentum, forward motion, but through story, through news releases, press releases, things like that, messages. But they're going to be blocked. They might try. Two interpretations of this card. I've got two energies coming at me at the same time, and when that happens to me, I do tend to talk very quickly. So I apologize to those of you who are not hearing this in English as your first language, or who are struggling to hear my rather strange accent. But Eight of Wands in reverse could also mean that they send out very toxic messages while all of this is going on. While the coronation is going on, they could be using media, PR, messaging to subvert the whole thing. So I think we're going to get a flurry of stories that are coming from the Harkles that are quite toxic, quite negative. That's how I'm reading the energy. That is my interpretation. But I also think that the royals are going to be working very hard to shut them up, to stop them, to block them, to silence them. There's going to be a war, a PR war that's going to go on. And no surprise there, but the cards are very literal, and this is a very literal media war card when it is in the reverse like that. So each of them individually now. Harry, how does Harry feel towards the royal family? Does he want to take them down? He wants to bring judgment down on them. It's called the Awakening card in this tarot deck, but it is judgment. It is an epiphany. It is an awakening. He wants them. He's very clear about this. He keeps banging on about it. He wants them to wake up. He wants them to do ayahuasca. He wants them all to go into therapy. He wants them to read his book. He wants them to read his docuseries, watch this docuseries. He wants them to see things from his point of view. That's the awakening that he wants for them. This isn't want to destroy them, but there is kind of, because it's quite a dark energy. It's a dark tarot deck. He wants them to see the world through his lens, to coin a phrase that the Duchess is very fond of. Well, the Princess Meghan, as we're now reading everywhere, Princess Meghan wants the world to see. This is the story he wants them to see and buy into, this awakening he wants them to have. So he's very, very intent on this. He's hell-bent on it, basically, and also on bringing judgment down on them. He wants them to be judged by the public. That's how I view this card. That's how I'm interpreting it. That's the energy that's coming off it for me as a reader, that he wants the public to judge them and basically condemn them the way he has condemned them, as being this Three of Swords. Broke his heart, kicked him out, cast him out, and broke his heart. So Meghan, what is Meghan, the Duchess, the Princess Meghan, what is her attitude to the royal family? King of Wands. She wants to dominate and rule. And we're going to read on that. We're going to read on this Commonwealth thing that's been going around and going around, the Commonwealth trust role that they've now lost, and how that they might have been intending to use that role to basically take over the Commonwealth and become their own royal family that ruled the greater Commonwealth, while the royals, William, was left with just Britain, a tiny little island. What did we say? A hateful little country stuck in a time warp with an outdated monarchy with a shocking no morals royal family. There you go. King of Wands, that's her energy coming through as wanting to lead, wanting to be it, wanting to have all the attention, the adulation, Ace of Cups, wanting to have all of that, wanting to lead, wanting to be the one who makes people feel passionate. The thought leader, I always get thought leader with the King of Wands, with the new narrative, all of that nonsense. But that's what she wants. So very clear that they are in this folie à deux from these cards, that is their feeling, that is their sentiment. It's not destructive, but that is telling me. That is telling me that they have been battering and battering and battering at that castle, at that great big wooden door of that castle, trying to force it open. Their hopes and fears with regard to the royal family. Money, it's money. We need money. Ace of Pentacles, we've got another hope for a new start. This is hope for a new financial start on a solid path. We need to monetize this. Yep, dog agrees. Very shouty dog today. We need to monetize this. We need to get our new story out. We need to make it bear fruit for us. It needs to keep us going forever and ever. And allegedly their finances are a little bit under threat at the moment, according to the rumours that go around, and all of this is just rumour, of course. But that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that they get some solid gig with the royals. Once they have recast it in their own image, the royal family, modernised the royal family, as we kept hearing, once Meghan turned up, appeared on the scene. Once they have recast the royal family in their own image, they want a very solid role there. One that they can milk for all it's worth. Let's see how it's going to go from their point of view. This hostility and negativity and attacking, how's it going to end up for them? Well, theirs has been the Knight of Pentacles on that long, slow journey. He's off his horse. He's on his own. And it's a very, very, very slow progress. It's not a card of ruin and desolation. It doesn't tell me the royal family is under any threat from them, any actual threat now. I think everyone's seen through what they're up to. It tells me a story here. It tells me that they're going to be blocked over there with that Eight of Wands. And it tells me that this Knight of Pentacles, he's off his horse. He's traveling very slowly. He's looking pretty bedraggled if you look at him. He's got a key around his neck. But he's looking like he's been on a long, hard journey, and he's a bit saddle sore there, and had to actually get off the horse and walk. Been a bumpy ride, perhaps on a not very fine horse, and it's hurt him a bit. He's got off now, and he's leading the horse, but they're actually stopped, and not making much progress. Still a hope of progress for him. There's no sign of her in that picture, which is interesting to me. That's him. That has been. And it could be that he and that horse might have to make a long, slow journey back. And not going to be a comfortable journey. Long and solitary journey, uncomfortable journey, not much in the way of provisions or shelter or company on that long journey. It's a very uncomfortable energy. We're using a dark tarot very deliberately, and he's got a long way to go, a long and lonely journey, that Knight of Pentacles, before he gets anywhere productive and comfortable, and he can actually relax and think that he has accomplished anything. That's the energy that's coming to me with this card. No sign of her in that card. That's all her. That's her energy. Love me, love me, love me. Bit of a Sally Fields energy there. You love me. No, they don't. But yeah, she wants all the attention. He wants them to apologize and say, you were right and we were wrong, and come back. And uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Plenty of time for reflection. as he shuffles along with that broken down old nag. And that's not her, the broken down old nag, just in case you're wondering. And on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.